Oh my. That is how you reunion. That is one of the best reunions in Housewives history. Oh my carrot. That was, I mean, just a round of applause. We got to clap like they just landed the plane. They did that. They did it thoroughly. They did it with whimsy. They did it. Wow. Oh my God. We need television like that. Oh, this is what Housewives used to be. And really, it's season 4 is magic in a young heifer's arms. I gotta say it. I gotta say it. This was one of the best reunions ever. Rish the Fish, what are your thoughts? Let's get everybody. This is an open forum. I want everybody to come in and sound off. I got my notes. We're gonna talk about it all. We're gonna mention it all.
Hey Alex, how are you doing good today? It's me, Rish, all the way from Toronto, Canada. Hope you're doing good today. It's quite cold here. It's not all day, but I will tell you this: I was not a big fan of this franchise. I know they had a bunch of very, I don't know, corrupt women on that series. Like, yeah, they're all corrupt. They're morally bankrupt. Like from marrying her step grandpa to Jen Shah trying to trying to steal the aforementioned grandpa's social insurance number. So yeah, the well, we have social insurance numbers up here in Canada. So sorry about that. I guess you guys have SSN down there. But yeah, this is a morally corrupt show. But I will tell you this: although this whole Monica thing, she's a stunt queen. That's all she is. She will bring. She will bring no storyline or nothing else. She's a stunt queen. But you know what? The stunt worked and we're all here for it. I love the way that she had these women rat told, and it was so nice to see her talk about these women. Now, I will say, moving forward, I do not want to see Monica again because you hit the nail on the head. Like she's too big of a fan to, she's trying to look for moments, and I'm like, should you be a housewife? Like, where's the luxury in all of this? And I do think Mary needs to come back full time because she is an abominable human being. She's a racist. She's a fool. She's ignorant. But I don't know. There's just something about her. It's like a train wreck. You can't look away, and you can't totally look at it either. It's like Ramona, but not that bad. But yeah. So this season is my first season of Salt Lake City, I must say, because I would just catch a little scene here or there, a bunch of Mormon women like acting a fool. But yeah, this season was it gave. Like it really gave.
I am blown away. I have to say, I feel like I agree with Whitney. I am more confused leaving the reunion than anything else. I mean, Liam, were you able to see the episode? Because I know you're in the UK. Lexi said she's a one-trick pony and she played herself. I believe it.
Yeah.
I think that we really got to see in this episode how unhinged Monica is.
True.
Let's see. Kempire's reporter Monica has been fired. I think that she has because I meant for that step there. I think that she has because she kept trying to hold on to I was doing it because of Jen and protecting her employees. Like you were trying to be Norma Ray, but it's like all the times what got it for me was how many times she tagged Heather. And like,
Yeah.
as someone who is in the reality roasting space, as a comedian who talks about pop culture, who talks about celebrities.
And speaking of Heather, I mean, she is the diseased limb and the obtuse paramour of Jen Shah. She is dead to weight. She's going to be let go at the end of the season because you can't keep an anchor around your legs when you're drowning like that. I'm sorry, but Jen was the life raft keeping Heather afloat, and with Jen now in prison, Heather's got nowhere to go.
Fair. Well, no, she found a place to go. She went to Monicaville. She said receipts, timeline, evidence. Pop, six, biz, Cicero, lip shits. I mean, she was giving us, she had it coming.
No, Alex, Heather can go to the same place that Charisse Jordan went to, and it's called the Farm of Irrelevance.
I don't know what Heather's plot line will be next year, but I have never seen, like, seeing Monica with really no, I feel like Monica's plot line fell apart. I feel like we finally got to see, no, honey, you're obsessed. Like when they were showing the footage of the drive-bys and she tried to say the feds asked her to do that. Then she was trying to say, oh, I wanted to see if she was driving drunk to violate her probate. It's like, no, no, no. You just
No.
wanted to be around her. You are frighteningly obsessive. And this was honestly, to me, this was Heather's episode. When Heather broke it down for Andy, why she didn't trust Monica, when she said, well, when you're dealing with a person that has worked for someone for months to infiltrate their life, to then set up cameras in their home under the guise of a security system so they can quote unquote expose them to the feds, and then gets on a show. And truly, this was single brown female. This was single brown female. Monica said, I'm going to slip in and replace Jen Shah. I'm surprised she ain't go for a man.
It's really disturbing how she would set the cameras up and like it's do you remember To Catch a Predator?
I know the concept.
Yeah, it's like it's so seditious in the approach. Like, I mean, you can't just set up cameras like it. I don't know the heifer, and I feel violated for her.
And this is Jen Shah, where it's still like you should be able to be safe in your own home. And also like the fact that all the women could say, like, these are the things that you've said about us, and then you added it when you said it about us. Like when I say, Marlo Hampton, when I talked about Marlo Hampton's fake Fendi at BravoCon, I didn't at her in that. And when I saw all the ads,
Marlo hides the truth, actually hide Marlo hides the truth, actually hides those nephews.
Oh wait, Tay said, I believe Heather knew who Monica was the entire time. I mean, possibly.
I cannot tell. Yeah. Well, I don't honestly.
Now, well, hold on. Monica also said that Bravo knew she was reality Von Teese, and I believe that because she kept saying, I knew this would come out. I knew this would come out. I knew this would come out. I think they did this and they're going to deny, but we know Bravo will lie.
It's giving Phaedra Parson that lie that she told on Candy. It really is. Like someone whispers something in her ear and she did not have the discernment to say, oh no, you know what? Let me not do it. Like let me not act a foolish fraud in front of national TV. And you see that's what happens when you let a producer like get all up in your ear. But Alex, do you think that this show is going to go anywhere next season? I mean this, as I said in the beginning, this is a stunt. This is a stunt. This has no longevity. This woman did not make any relationships with these women. So I don't think it's going to go anywhere from it. Like one season was entertaining enough, but next season, I don't know what they're going to talk about. Really, with Monica being
honest to God, Now, no, this is interesting. This is something that's never happened on the Housewives before, and this is actually reality TV gold. We have a group of women that are now bonded by trauma. Trauma. That's how Jamie Lee Curtis says it. I say trauma, but Jamie Lee Curtis says trauma. Because they had to live through Jen Shah, and now this heifer. Imagine having to go to work with somebody that's been talking shit about you on. I couldn't. I couldn't.
That's so true. And the other one potentially stole your grandpa's details, like Jun Shao. So yeah, it's hard to be there up in
So
Salt Lake City. Yeah.
So I feel like the next woman coming in, we're all going to be like, what's next? Who's next? Is it just going to be like a cool woman that actually gets along with the ladies and we can get back to normal housewives? Or is it going to be another felon? I mean, this is honestly giving me more mob wives than it is housewives.
Move Phaedra Parks up there because she can't stay on Married to Medicine.
Wait, hold on. Who remembers this one? Oh, oh, oh. That's the little Mob Wives thing. I used to review that show. Shout out to Rest Up to Big Ange. But it is giving me way more Mob Wives. These heifers in prison. These heifers be stealing. I mean, this is some shit over here.
Cartel Crew with Monica. Do you remember that show? Cartel Crew. It was on MTV. I don't know.
It was a 2-season wonder because we wondered why
Yes.
we had to watch it.
Yeah. But yeah.
I've never known big backedness like I know it now because I just dipped a salt and pepper chip in sour cream. Now that's big back behavior.
Yeah. There's just so much honestly, you are right. I do think that these women, they do not know what's gonna hit them next. And you are right. Like they're bonded through trauma. But I feel like in their heart of hearts, I do think that they're happy too. That
And
this
that's
happened.
actually, and you know what the crazy thing is? That actually has bonded them where now I'm interested in their relationship. I'm now interested in this
Hmm.
core four in a different way than I am of Atlanta or Poto or
Oh, let's
Belle.
not talk about Potomac. Let's not talk about Potomac. The way out.
There's nothing to talk about.
Yes, you need to do another panel for Potomac. Really, you remember the last time you did it, we had such a great panel. It was like 45 minutes long. It was at the end of the season. We were speculating on. Well, I was not a speaker in that panel, but we were speculating on who should get fired, who should not get fired. I really do think that you should do a panel on Potomac too, because
Key.
the Essence
I
magazine.
hope that you. I definitely will. I definitely will be doing another Potomac panel. But back to this. Back to
Yeah.
this. Monica cannot come back next season, but because they've dealt with a cast member getting arrested and honestly, I felt for Heather. I really felt for Heather because also think about what Heather would have had to deal with if she had told on Jen. It would have been a punishment. You got to go to court. You got to deal with the police. Then you got to deal with all the HR stuff at Bravo. I'd have shut up too and been like, this heifer is going to prison, not jail, prison. So you already getting locked up. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put a stake over this and I'm gonna see you when you get out.
Yes, especially when you're getting beat up too. I feel like she had Stockholm syndrome with Jen. Is it
I
alleged or has she come out with saying that Jen actually beat her ass up?
Yeah, she said, she never went into what happened and how Jen gave her the black eye, but she said they were both upset. So apparently Jen popped that ass.
Well, we know that she's not going to be anyone's little girl in the prison. Like she can keep defend herself. Well, that's good to know. Yep. And yeah, this was a reality moment. I do agree with you. Like, I do think that, like, this is. Do you think that this is going to bleed into other franchises too? Now that there's a fan that got on the show in the capacity of a housewife, do you think there would be more people coming out of the woodworks? I know
Well,
Atlanta is thirsty as hell, so
Drew Sidora got on Housewives of Atlanta.
she did.
That's a fan and a troll getting on the show.
She just lies too much. She cannot keep her story straight at all. Like your question to Mia, would your would your plot lines finally make sense? It's so true because the timeline's always wrong. I do think that this is an interesting moment. I do not support it though because I know these women signed up for their life to be like put under the microscope and everything, but it's a different kind of. I would not be able to sleep at night knowing that there's a woman in our ring that's like taking pictures and recording things and potentially allegedly stealing rings. You never know. Like who stole that ring? And I hated the fact I'm round to I hated the fact that she turned this into, oh, are you going there about me stealing rings and da, 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 da. Stop with this. This Crystal esque. I love Crystal on this season of Beverly Hills,
I
but
love
this
that
Crystal,
Angie got up when she said she called Monica a low brow rat. Great insult. Great insult. And then Monica said, "Oh, a brown rat, a low brown rat."
uh,
She got up and said, I
she
said,
never.
"Brow, brow, brow." Why are you trying to make it about race? I said, "Brow." I was like, you know what, Angie? You better talk your shit, bitch. You
Yeah,
better
don't let
talk
her
your
paint.
shit.
Yes, yes. Don't let her paint you as a racist.
It was like,
It
no, she called you a low brow rat.
yeah, it
Everybody,
was not
there
brown.
was no slur of the word.
It
You
really
see, I
is.
respect Angie for like standing her ground, but she's
I
still a
do
fool
too.
for letting her husband's business get up out on the street like that.
It wasn't her husband. No, honestly, what now? Now, and you know what? Also, now because of Monica, was
Mm,
her husband's gayness even a rumor? Because now remember, now hold on.
mm,
This is Salt Lake City. All the men look like that because part of being Mormon is being pretty.
mm,
It's about being physically fit. Like that's why Heather's Beauty Lab does so well because women are supposed to be pleasing to the eye to the husband. Like I don't know all they tenements, but that's kind of how it tracks. So the men go to the gym. I actually had a Mormon roommate. They're like, yeah, we're all about being physically fit and being attractive. Like he explained the shit to me because he was also a gay Mormon. So he was like Heather. Well, I'm not saying Heather's a gay Mormon,
But
but
Heather failed. That she did not keep that commandment of looking cute.
Heather tries. And now she on Ozempic, honey. She on Ozempic. Them shoulders is slimming down. I saw her on That's What Happened Live. She looked like she on her sixth shot. You better, bitch. You better.
I
Honey, I'm
I
about to
think
get on
I'll
my
get it
first.
too.
So hit
I
up
think
that
I'll
cash
get.
app so I can get on my first. I need to get Ozempic too so I can get rid of this. Please. You don't think I'm going to get on it?
I don't
Well, you
trust
don't need it. You don't need it. You really
Yes, I
don't.
do. You just see me from here down.
it's all those cookies, Alex.
Child, it's the cookies, it's the eggs. I got sour cream right here. Again, I have
all
big back
it's all
behavior.
those loaded pasta shells you'd be making as well, bitch.
Yes,
I see
it's
those
the
cooking
pasta
videos. Pepper.
shells. It's the burgers. I'm gonna have burgers and fries tonight. So I need something to help my big backedness.
What's the ratio? Are they half pounder, full pounder, quarter pounder?
Like a quarter pounder.
Juicy.
I try not to do I can't do a half pound.
It's too much ground beef.
Yeah, that's too much. Like I can do a quarter pounder and some fries, but then I'm going to sleep.
Oh.
Like that's a sleeping pill for me.
Oh, all right. Then you might need that Ozempic then.
But yep, that Ozempic. And then also my metabolism is 40 years old, so my metabolism clocked out in my 20s. I need my 20-year-old metabolism back.
Well, you're fortunate you have metabolism.
I'm 41. And my metabolism is acting very 41. It don't like to get up in the morning.
Yo, Alex,
Out of bed right now.
we have the same birthday, the 29th of December.
Just different years.
And speaking of people who need
Decades apart, but yeah.
We all know that Kim Zoltan needs a metabolism.
Wait, I gotta try Wendy's spicy crispy chicken sandwich.
Oh yes,
Lexi,
because there is one in
I'm
London.
a big back bitch from back in the day. You don't think I know all of Wendy's dollar menu like the back of my hand? You don't. I know about the regular crispy, the spicy crispy, the junior. I'll go back to Wendy's when they had the yellow cups.
And also, Alex, you're from North Carolina, correct? So you probably don't know all the Shoney's, the Sonics, and all that sort of shit.
Oh, child, Sonic. No, let's talk about Cookout. Let's talk about Cookout. Let's talk about Bojangles. If we gonna go, let's go. Bojangles, oh my God. When Chris was flying back from Atlanta and he had a layover in Charlotte, I asked him, begged him to go to the Bojangles in that airport and bring me 3 extra honey mustards, a large seasoned fry, and a large chicken finger meal, which to his credit, he did. Oh my God. I would fly to North Carolina for that. I would.
Yeah, because didn't Bojangles had this huge scandal with the food poisoning back in the day? Or was that something? Or was that place someone else? And it was big news. No, I'm not sure it was Bojangles.
Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box.
Let's see. Like the food places I remember, Jack in the Box and Chipotle, because Bojangles is so small. Like it really is only in the southeast of America. We don't have Bojangles is not national.
Yeah,
you only get Bojangles like south of Virginia and north of Florida. And I don't think any west of Georgia. Like I don't even know if they have them in Mississippi or Alabama.
And that's the thing I appreciate about America. Everything's all regional. You don't get the same thing twice.
Right, because we're like 4 Europes.
Tea.
No, I would really say it. Like, if you look at Europe and then you look at America and like the way that like Germany is different from England and England is different from Ireland. I would say like if you mapped it out that way where it like I would say like England and Ireland would probably give you like either a northwestern weather or a northeastern feel.
Yeah, I would say as someone who's like that, anything that's New England is very close to Arctic.
Yeah.
Yeah, like specifically Rhode Island and Maine. We it's wet.
And I would say it could also be the same in like Portland, like Oregon or Washington State. And I feel like because the Northeast gets more snow and more like severe weather, I feel honestly like it would like, and also now that I live on the West.
We get weather here, Alex. We've been having tornadoes over here.
Yeah, I was gonna say now that climate change has happened, it's kind of crazy. Where
we're literally under a storm warning here. Like we've got 100-mile-an-hour winds here.
Oh God!
Yeah, like
with them old ass buildings.
Bye.
I'm sorry. I've been watching TikTok and I see how y'all live, and that's why. And remember, my dad lives in Portugal. So like I hear about it and I'm like, and I see the small doorways and I'm like, it's designed for short people.
I can say the whole thing, but not to brag necessarily, but the building standards in the UK are a lot higher in the US.
Because they're old, they have to be. Y'all gotta bring that shit up to code. Our standards don't have to be as high because we build everything new in 10 years, which has its own problems. Like, if here's the thing, you can go into the Northeast and you could buy a house that was built back in the 1800s and it's still standing.
Oh,
I would not like if I bought and built a new house today, that shit ain't gonna last 30 years.
this is what we need to get our show started, Alex. Because we were talking about it months ago.
Exactly. European houses are made of brick, not wood. Our houses are built to disintegrate, so you need a new one. They like, we ain't gonna get you nothing you can keep and lead to somebody. Like family homes are only in like the Northeast, kind of in the South, and we have a couple out here. Everything else, that shit gone. Like, do you see me not moving to Texas?
My sister lives in Texas, and yeah,
Past
I
tense,
mean,
right?
Oh,
I mean, she likes
it's the
it.
lack of intelligence that I would not move to Texas for me. Even though I love my rounds, I can't do Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
The majority of Texans, no shade to all those who are watching who are from Texas, but the vast majority of citizens have a 10th grade education.
ooh,
Well, damn.
It's not old jam,
well,
it's being factual.
we have up in Canada, we have this French speaking part too. It's called Quebec. It's a province. We don't have states up here. We have provinces, and then we have the Maritimes too. And Maritimes is more like people there. They speak like people from Ireland, and they're called Newfies because there's a province Newfoundland, and it's very beautiful. The French speaking part, though, I don't know. It just, with the exception of Montreal, which is like the capital, and I speak French. It's like very like ignorant. I don't know why the literacy rate there is super low. It's all facts. Like it's super bizarre. The literacy rates there are really low. The government is very Trump-esque, always pulling like a Trump scam or stuff. And then we have Ontario, which is like, I don't know. Toronto is in Ontario, and then we have the prairies, and then we also have our own West Coast, which is BC, British Columbia, that has Vancouver, and the
Mm.
weather there is very beautiful. It rains a lot. I mean, it's as beautiful as you get in Canada, but still, like it's pretty. So yeah,
Y'all
but it's
don't
not.
have good weather.
We just don't. That's why every winter people just move to different places. That we have this phenomenon of they're called snowbirds, of older people from
We have
Quebec.
them in America too.
Yeah, that move to Miami and Florida, and like they come back,
I
and
am
then
technically considered a snowbird because I left New York.
oh yeah, you did.
And
Diane
Chris
can
told
handle
me it
snow.
was 28 degrees there today.
How
And
cold?
what?
How cold?
28 degrees.
Oh,
I don't
we
know
do
what that
that.
is in Celsius.
That's
Yeah.
-7 Celsius.
What?
That's -7 Celsius.
Oh my God.
Ooh,
Also, shout out to you for doing the math that fast.
yeah, he did it super fast.
But well, 32 degrees is 32 is 0, and I think it's one and a quarter every degree below that.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, you know that formula. You know that
Mhm.
formula. Like in America, like we do have to know metric. Like we get taught metric in school. But because you don't use it, it is like I understand what a meter is. But everything in here is measured in yards.
Yeah.
Or
A mile.
so because because exactly like because everything is in feet, yards, or miles, you're so used to your eye getting used to that. It's like, okay, I can't visually see what that is in meters because my brain is calibrated to see what that is in feet. So then when I try to do the calibration and imagine it in meters, it never comes out right.
Mm.
Like when you drive, like you know what 45 miles an hour feels like. You know what 25 miles an hour feels like. I don't know what kilometers feel like. I would have to take a couple years to get that feeling.
Yeah.
That's so true. And yeah, that's true. And in California, yeah. Well, you live in San Francisco, right?
Yes.
Alex? Oh, that's a lot of my friends want to like in the gay community. They want to moved to San Francisco and did that. But some people said that, oh, you know what, it's not as diverse anymore or something. I don't know. Like, I mean, I like the Toronto scene too, although I bitch about it
Okay,
constantly.
define diverse. And what
I
are they
mean,
looking for?
like all
Because
shapes and
America,
sizes and colors
wait,
are
hold on, are
welcome.
these Americans or are these Europeans?
A mixture of these everything.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Because,
a
like
because America is not diverse.
it's they say it's as a European British person from the outside looking in, America hypes up how more diverse they are when really it's not that diverse.
And well, and also it's like I would say this, like New York City, yes. That is a melting pot, that is diverse, that is, not what the rest of the country is.
Mm.
Then you have different diversities wherever you go. Like on the West
mm,
Coast, you have a much larger Asian population than you have on the East Coast. You have a much smaller Black population on the West Coast than you have on the East Coast. You have a
mm,
larger Mexican population on the West Coast. You have a larger Dominican and Puerto Rican population on the East Coast. You have much more islanders, like you have your Jamaicans, you have your West Indians, your Trinidad and Tobagans, like you have them on the East.
mm,
We don't have that much of them out here.
Yeah, I mean,
So it depends on what communities, because the country is
mm.
also so like it is a continent.
So
It
it's
is
yeah,
like a dominant mix of like there is a dominant community in like all states, like except for white people, like they're the majority almost everywhere, but there's like dominant. Yeah, we're like that too.
oh, we have all white states too, though. You can
Ooh,
go to Wyoming, Idaho, a North or South Dakota, Iowa, and you
we
will
do,
see a person of color for days.
we
mm.
do too. We have
Yeah. I
Alberta.
saw the Iowa caucuses on CNN. That is factual. I cannot believe that there were so many people that are my shade in that state. I thought America was like multicultural like that. And
It
Yeah,
it depends on the more into to the country you go, and again, this is a continent, not a country. This is a continent, not a country.
mm,
So when you go like
sizing now.
just going up and down the coast, like there was flooding in San Diego and somebody was like, "Oh, are you okay?" And I'm like, that's like asking somebody that lives in Pennsylvania if they're okay if flooding's going on in Florida.
it's the distance is massive. Like because California is the largest. I think it's the second largest state in the country, the continent.
Yeah, and the fifth largest economy in the world.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's delicious. Yeah.
So
it's funny.
it's like
And it's funny you say that because like sorry to interrupt you. You have like the five major cities in America, like New York, LA, Chicago, Houston, and Miami. They are all like almost like independent to the rest of the states they're in, and to
I
the country.
love the way you said that, Miami. That was so cute.
Yeah, as I was saying, they're all like little Singapores, like or like city states.
well, once you get over here and you see it, your opinion may change. I would definitely say New York City, the
It's a
tri
city state. Yeah.
that bubble is a city state. Like that is like
Mm.
our Hong Kong. It
Yes.
is, I am
Mm.
District of New York. I am not from America. I now live in the District of San Francisco. Again, I don't live in America. Might go to the District of LA. Like you're absolutely right. Like there are districts where you have strong laws that actually, protect gays, protect people of color, have
Mm.
at least try to have a living minimum wage. And then like once you drive out to Bakersfield or Fresno,
Oh, I was going to say
you out with
Fresno.
you out in the boonies.
Low key, even Sacramento as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I would not leave the Bay Area except for the District of Los Angeles. Like I was talking to my mom about this the other day and she was saying like, "Oh, I have gay friends, where I live." And I was like, "Yes, but they are all married." all of your friends are coupled. It is not like where you live is not a place to be a single gay man because you ain't gonna have no dating options.
Mm.
Mhm.
You will go through your dating options in a month.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes they get into a couple like in a bigger city. I've noticed that phenomenon too, and then they would move to a smaller town, and but everyone would have like a husband or a boyfriend that they're going there with, to
It's
wind
called.
down.
I know that it's
I was
called.
just telling her, I was like, if like when I lived in Vegas, I would have stayed there. I had a beautiful home. I had a beautiful home. If I had a husband,
Mm.
it wouldn't have been an issue.
Yeah, I see that sort of thing all the time, and it happens far more in the United Kingdom. It's called economic coupling, where
Oh,
people get together in a larger city because it's more commercially viable for them. But in a smaller city, like in the Goonies or in the countryside or what have you, it's not as commonplace because you're able to be single in situations.
so can you do that with your like best friend, or do you have to like be in a relationship with the person that you're like in this coupling with, like in let's say a big city like
It
London?
swings and roundabouts. You can move in a bunch of you can do it with a bunch of friends, or you can be with someone you're with romantically.
Oh,
Alexander's, why don't I move to the south of Europe? I would get by with my current income. Would I?
You would,
No, no, because
depending on where you choose to
hold on.
live.
Hold on. Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what?
Well,
My father lives
mhm.
in Portugal.
Yes,
He
we know.
retired there. I know. You see, you can't fool me, bitch. You can't fool me. I know how much your electric bills are. He sent me them. I am not ready to move to Europe yet. That's one.
would you
It's.
want to?
I mean, if I had a husband over there, it wouldn't be a question. Um, for me, like it was enough to move across the country on my own. To
Mm.
move
Hmm.
to Europe, where I'm gonna have to learn like 8 different languages.
Yes. I think people do speak English, but you need to go to work and like get facilities from the government, like healthcare and all of that. I think that happens in the local language.
Well,
I really,
if you move to the United Kingdom, it's free for the healthcare.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
free up
see, I
up in
said that.
Canada too.
Mm.
Shut up. We got free healthcare. Free healthcare. Free healthcare. Well, my father is also learning Portuguese now so that he can become a citizen. Like having somebody that close to me that has also said like, hey, if you need my immigration attorney, here you go. It could be a realistic thought, but I'm an American comedian. I don't know if I'll be funny over there.
Oh, you would.
Mm.
You would in a heartbeat. Like the British, like farmers, we lived and breathed for Joan Rivers when she was alive. You won't
Hey,
know.
once your dad becomes a citizen, then you could potentially become a citizen too later
I
on.
mean, Joan Rivers was a friend of the royal family, like, and they lived for her. You are a comedian who's also American. There's a
But I'm
place for
not white. And we saw
you.
how they treated Meghan Markle.
No shade, but Meghan, in some respects, she couldn't help herself.
I'm sorry if I married Harry, the fucks that I would not have.
Well, because you'll be Alex, Duchess of Sussex. That's what.
Oh my God! I wouldn't take that fucking crown off. That tiara would stay on my head now and forever. I'd be getting off the private jet. Wait, hold on. Let me not fuck up my crown.
Apologies for my insulting you, your royal heifernness.
Ah! I'm sorry. I have a country to run. I don't. The sun never sets on my empire, but it's clearly set on your season.
Yeah.
I
Real
wouldn't
Luann,
have I
like
would have kept acting.
real Luann, like the Countess, the Duchess. I don't.
Oh, see, I never would have given up that title or the
Me
jewelry.
neither. I am taking that title to the grave. I
To the
will.
grave.
Yeah.
Countess Vaughan had the right idea.
I would be the Duke of Sussex. And
It's
that duchy,
cute.
20 million a year. Think I'm giving that up?
And
Mm.
Alex, did you know she's also the Queen of Canada too? The Queen. She's also the Queen of Australia. Well, she's passed on now. Well, we have foolish son to deal with. But yeah, they're monarchs of Canada and Australia as well. And I think a few other countries too.
Yeah, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, a number of
I
the
I don't like that family. You know, I'm a very like Republic. No, not American Republican. More so someone that believes in Republic. So I just don't think any family should have that kind of privilege just because you're born into it. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah,
just don't.
as someone who's as someone who's British, I don't particularly understand it myself. It's the sort of thing that you just you grow up with, because I don't understand why one family has the rule the roost on so many
Yeah,
countries in the world. Like you go back 50, 60, 70 years, we had influence over a fifth of the planet, like from the Middle East, Asia, like North America. We had territories in every continent around the globe, and the Commonwealth is just the last little bastion of trying to maintain the relevance.
Okay. We have gotten so off topic. I'm going to have to restart this and relabel this live as random chat.
Oh my god, this is
But
why.
we got to stop this and we going to come back. And Aaron and I are going to go over the episode. And then, Liam, we going to bring you in because we know you got a couple zingers. We know you got a couple zingers. But I have to
I'm going in
apologize.
on
Y'all
Andrew.
came here for, we just got off topic. Sometimes that
we
happens.
we did.
Sometimes
All right.
you just have some fun sometimes.
Yes,
Yeah.
what happens when I drink.
My God. So
All
we
right,
gonna
Alex.
come on back. We're going to come on back in like 10 minutes.
All right, Alex. Nice talking to you too, Liam. Like
You
it's always a
too.
pleasure. And
Yeah.
Alex, please, I'm waiting for the Potomac panel. I have so many opinions because you know those are my shows: Atlanta, Potomac, Married to Medicine. Those are my shows. Please
I will
hold
have
the
another
panel for.
panel.
Yeah, I'll be there. All right, nice talking to y'all. I'll see you guys in the well whenever I see you next. All right, Alex, have a great day. Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
y'all.